No pesticides, no fancy equipment. Yet Amish gardens routinely outproduce their modern neighbors. We're counting down 10 of their simplest growing methods, from clever planting pairings and soil fixes to water-saving tricks and season-stretching builds. Some cut pest damage by more than half. Others add entire weeks to the harvest window. At number 10, one ancient planting arrangement uses 3 crops to fight pests without a single spray. In 10th place, companion planting brings together corn, beans, and squash, a trio known as the Three Sisters. In Lancaster County, Amish gardeners lay out 3-foot-wide beds, planting corn in the center at 12-inch intervals, beans at 6 inches on either side, and squash vines around the edges. This arrangement isn't just tradition, it's a practical system. Beans climb the corn stalks, fixing nitrogen in the soil, while broad squash leaves shade out weeds and keep the soil moist. University of Maryland trials found this setup cuts bean beetle damage by up to 20% and lifts corn yields by about 10% compared to planting each crop alone. Amish growers report fewer beetles and stronger harvests, all without extra sprays or fertilizers. For anyone looking to boost a backyard plot, the Three Sisters method offers a simple, low-tech win. Just a handful of seeds and a bit of careful spacing can set the stage for a healthier, more productive garden. Number 9. Homemade compost forms the backbone of Amish soil health. In Lancaster County, it starts with a simple 4-foot square pit dug beside the chicken coop or barn. Into this go alternating layers, 1 part green waste, like kitchen scraps or fresh grass, then 2 parts brown, such as straw or dried bedding. This 1-to-2 ratio balances nitrogen and carbon, fueling the microbes that break everything down. Every 3 weeks, the pile is turned by hand with a pitchfork, aerating the mix and speeding decomposition. There is no need for electricity or fancy tumblers. Over 6 to 9 months, the pile transforms into dark, crumbly humus. According to USDA trials, adding this compost can lift soil organic matter from 2% up to 4.5% in a single season. It can boost water holding capacity by 25% and increase vegetable yields by 12 to 15%. Amish gardeners rely on this cycle to build richer beds each year, laying the foundation for strong, resilient plants. By sticking to the right ratio and a regular turning schedule, anyone can safely create high-quality compost. Just keep animal manures well-aged and avoid adding diseased plants or meat scraps to prevent unwanted pathogens. This low-tech pit method may take a bit more effort up front, but the payoff is a garden that stays productive and healthy for seasons to come. 8th place, rain barrel collection turns every thunderstorm into a water-saving opportunity. On Amish homesteads, a 250-gallon barrel sits up on cinder blocks beside the barn, catching runoff from the roof through a simple gutter diverter. A mesh screen keeps out leaves and mosquitoes, and an overflow outlet channels excess water away from the foundation. From there, gravity does the work. Just open the spigot and water flows straight into a drip line or watering can. No pump or electricity needed. In Holmes County, Jacob Heights' setup saves around 1,100 gallons of municipal water each year, trimming his water bill by up to 40%, according to Penn State Extension. That buffer is a lifesaver in dry spells, letting gardens thrive when neighbors' hoses run dry. While most townships allow barrels under 300 gallons with proper drainage, it is smart to check local rules before installing. With a little upfront effort, a rain barrel offers steady savings and a reliable supply, all with a few basic parts and a patch of open sky. Number 7. Heavy mulching turns a bare garden bed into a moisture-holding powerhouse. After sowing seeds, Amish gardeners spread a 3-inch blanket of straw, right from last season's hayfield, across the soil. This layer is not just for looks. University of Minnesota trials on root crops found that a dense straw mulch locks in 25% more soil moisture than bare ground, even through dry spells. The straw also nudges soil temperatures up by 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, letting carrots and beets sprout nearly 2 weeks earlier than usual. For best results, keep the mulch off young stems and pile it thick enough to block light. Around 4 inches is standard for carrots in Lancaster County. The payoff is immediate: less watering, fewer weeds, and a jump on the season. Samuel Peters credits this simple trick with rescuing his carrot crop during a July heat wave when every uncovered row wilted. With just a bale of straw and a few minutes of spreading, heavy mulching offers one of the quickest, lowest cost boosts for any garden. Number 6. Seasonal timing turns a garden calendar into a science-backed shortcut. Amish growers don't just follow the date on a seed packet. They reach for a simple soil thermometer and wait for the ground to hit 55 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the magic number for cool season crops like lettuce, peas, and spinach. According to University of Illinois trials, planting at this threshold means seeds sprout stronger, with germination rates jumping from 84 to 92%. The real payoff? Harvest comes 12 to 14 days sooner, and total yield rises by 8 to 10%. In Holmes County, families keep handwritten charts marking the last average frost and track soil warmth every spring. This habit bridges old wisdom and modern research, letting gardeners outpace the weather and fill their baskets weeks ahead of schedule. With nothing more than a soil probe and a little patience, the 55-degree rule quietly boosts efficiency. No fancy tech required. Number 5. Natural pest repellents offer a chemical-free way to keep insects in check. Amish gardeners in York County rely on a straightforward garlic spray: 1/4 cup of crushed cloves steeped in 1 gallon of water, strained, and misted onto vulnerable crops every 2 weeks. This homemade brew does not just smell strong. Field trials from Cornell's Integrated Pest Management Program show it can cut aphid numbers by 60 to 70% on leafy greens. For tougher pests like cabbage worms or flea beetles, the Amish stretch a light muslin row cover over young plants, pinning the edges to keep out chewers while letting in sun and rain. With both methods combined, leaf damage routinely stays under 5%, even in peak insect season. There is no risk of chemical residue, and beneficial insects are left unharmed. For gardeners seeking real results without reaching for a spray bottle of synthetic pesticide, this simple pairing delivers big returns: healthy plants, fewer bugs, and peace of mind. Number 4. Seed saving starts in the tomato patch, but its impact can last for years. Amish gardeners walk the rows at harvest, tagging the top 20% of plants, those with the biggest, healthiest fruit, and spotless leaves. Only seeds from these standouts get picked. The process is hands-on. Scoop the seeds into a jar, add a splash of water, and let them ferment for a week. This breaks down the gel coat and kills off most diseases. After a rinse, the seeds dry on a plate for 7 to 10 days before being sealed in an airtight jar with a silica packet. Labeled and tucked away in a cool pantry, these seeds hold their punch. University of Wisconsin trials tracked saved tomato lines over 5 years. Germination stayed above 85%, and yields climbed 9% after 3 generations. Amish seed swaps keep varieties local and strong, building a homegrown resilience that commercial packets cannot match. For gardeners thinking beyond a single season, this patient habit quietly stacks the odds for a better harvest, year after year. Coming to the top 3, raised rows offer a straightforward solution for gardens that struggle with soggy soil. Amish families in low-lying areas near Dayton, Ohio, build these beds with 6 to 8 inch high timber sides, using reclaimed barn wood for the frame. Each row is filled with a blend of half sand and half loam, a mix that drains quickly and keeps roots from drowning after heavy rains. Spacing the rows about 4 feet apart gives room for weeding and lets air circulate, further reducing the risk of fungal disease. In field trials at Ohio State, gardens with raised rows saw waterlogging drop by 22% and lettuce yields climb by 13% over traditional flat plots. Those are clear wins for anyone battling clay soil. The labor to set up each bed is moderate, but the payoff lasts for years. For Amish growers, these sturdy timber beds are the groundwork for healthy rotations and resilient crops, season after season. Number 2. Crop rotation forms the backbone of Amish soil health. On a family plot in northern Indiana, the garden is mapped out in a 3-year cycle, with leafy greens like lettuce and spinach in the first year, followed by root crops such as carrots and beets, and then legumes, beans, and peas in the third year. After each round, a cover crop of clover or rye is sown to rest the soil and add fresh organic matter. This system is not just tradition, it is a calculated defense against pests and nutrient loss. Indiana field trials show that after 3 years of this rotation, nematode populations drop by 70%, and total vegetable yield rises by 15% compared to unbroken monoculture. The diagram tacked to the barn wall keeps the family on track, ensuring no crop family returns to the same bed too soon. For the Amish, this careful planning means fewer soil-borne diseases and richer harvests year after year, a long-view strategy that pays off in every row. And finally, in first place, the cold frame offers the single biggest leap in harvest timing and survival for Amish-style gardens. Built from reclaimed barn boards and an old window pane, a 4-foot by 2-foot cold frame set facing south can raise the inside temperature by 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit above the outdoor air. That extra warmth means seeds can be sown up to 5 weeks earlier than in open beds, and tender seedlings make it through late frosts that would wipe out an unprotected row. In Lancaster County, families prop the lid open on sunny days for ventilation, then close it tight each night to trap the day's heat. Penn State's 2019 tomato trials found that cold frame starts boosted seedling survival by 30% and brought the first ripe fruit to the table more than a month ahead of schedule. For a few hours of carpentry and a handful of salvaged materials, the payoff is a longer, more reliable growing season, proof that simple tools and careful timing can outpace even the fanciest greenhouse setups. Across all 10 hacks, one pattern stands out. Working with nature, not against it, is the Amish edge. By favoring observation over intervention, even small gardens can thrive. No chemicals or gadgets required. Sometimes, the simplest habits really do yield the richest harvests. What will you try first?